Testing 1, 2, 3. Test, test, test. Testing 1, 2, 3.
Testing 1, 2, 3. Here we go. Eunice Carlos.
Trying to get things up and running. Just FYI, for those of you just tuning in thinking you're about to hear some pregame, you're not going to hear much pregame. The game started 30 minutes early, so we are already 2 innings into this ball game. We are going to try to get our sound checked, and then we'll get back on the line as quickly as possible. So test, test, test.
1, 2, test, 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 test. Here we go.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Noel Mark Broadcasting's coverage of Eunice Cardinal baseball. We are here in Eunice in a windy Eunice, and dirt and dust flying. And anyway, the game started 30 minutes early. Nobody notified us, so we didn't know. So our apologies. We are already in a 1-0 game. Eunice leads 1-0. We're in the bottom of the second. We've already got one out here in the bottom of the second. The broadcast is just getting started. So once again, our apologies. Eunice is facing New Mexico Military Institute. On the mound for the Institute is their ace pitcher. And I'm going to get his name here in just a second. It is, where's it at? I had it.
Anyway, away, huh?
Yeah,
he flew away with the wind.
Man, where did that go? Oh, there it is. Luis Patron. Interesting thing about it is Luis Patron, there are 2 of them on this team. Luis A. Patron and Luis C. Patron. And I'm not sure which one of them is the ace pitcher, but whichever one it is has 94 strikeouts on the season, including one game where he had 20 Ks. He's also got under 1 earned run per game. And he has won every game he's pitched so far this year. So he is on the mound for the Institute. Last inning, Eunice left the bases loaded as they ended up, getting 3 outs, and they left the bases juiced. So here we are, bottom of the second. Once again, this Institute team is a very formidable foe, as they have defeated 3 of the top 5 teams in 2A baseball this year, and not just defeated them, they've gave them a pretty good tail kicking in each of the games, with the exception of one, I believe. So here we are, and here we go.
And that's Giovanni Chacon in the bat there. Eunice Cardinals have 2 outs already here at bottom of the second. And this young man is throwing some heat, and he has a beautiful breaking ball from Mr. Patron for the Institute.
Anytime you got a name like Patron, you got to be able to throw a breaking ball because
Yeah.
that'll break you.
Yes, it does. And right now it's 0-2 on Chacon.
Yep.
With 2 outs here, bottom of the second. And he winds up. They got radar out there. Throws it in high and outside, so that makes ball 1.
I
have no idea. Well, we can guess.
So we've got 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs here. We're in the bottom of the second. Chacon, the senior, at the plate, the right-hander, facing the right-handed pitcher in Patron. And there's a swing and a miss for strike number 3, and that'll bring the second inning to an end. At the end of 2, it's 1-0. Also, it looks like they've changed up our program again that runs our app for the scoreboard. So just FYI, we will be telling you the score, but it will not be showing up on the app.
And our sponsors tonight is City of Eunice, Redbird Gas, Eunice Record and Rentals, Parker Energy Service, Eunice Pump and Supply, Eunice Health Clinic, and Eunice Public Schools, and the City of Eunice. We kind of start off with kind of quick, fast, like the wind is blowing right now. So right now it's 0-1. Eunice leads against the Institute.
Yeah, some pregame info that I had ready to talk about. Eunice enters tonight's contest with a 12-1 overall record. In the majority of this season's games, Eunice has absolutely destroyed the competition. They have outscored their opponents 134-31 on the season. This includes wins over 3A Hatch, 3A Dexter, Texas 2A Lamesa, Lovington, and over 4A Ruidoso. They've also got 2 wins over 4A Portales. In Eunice's last game, they faced off against 3A Dexter. Eunice destroyed the Demons 9-0 and 15-0 in those games. Jordan Ruth pitched 13 strikeout no-hitter in game number 1. In the second game, Micah Tippett climbed onto the mound for the first time this season. He pitched a shutout and helped himself by hitting a deep drive over right field as he led off the game from that left side. He hit a leadoff homer to start the game. The Cardinals team is absolutely loaded with seniors this year. They're also loaded with talented kids. They've got numerous kids that can pitch. For the season, Eunice is led by Zeke Benton with a .500 batting average. Zeke also has a .579 on-base percentage. Micah Tippett has climbed into the number 2 spot, batting average-wise with .402. Conager Pierce at .405. Chance Tucker has a on-base percentage of .529. So here we go to start the third.
Number 5 in the bat for the Institute gets a ball 1. Low and inside. He's a left-handed batter. Here in the top of the third. It seems like everything's moving real quick right now. We'll slow down in a minute. On the mound, we have Zeke Benton. He throws it in for a strike on the outside corner. So it's called 1-1 here in beautiful New Mexico.
It's a windy one.
Yeah, very windy. Huh? It's going to be like that the next 3 days, I'm assuming, right?
Yeah, the whole press box is moving up here. I feel like I'm swaying back and forth.
Well, you were back in the Navy, huh?
I'm in a rocking chair. Yeah, I'll be seasick by the time we're done.
So the count is 2 balls, 1 strike on number 5. Zeke rocks, throws in a nice breaking ball. Called for a strike 2, but ball gets away from the catcher, so count is 2-2.
So 2 balls, 2 strikes, no outs here. We're in the top of the third.
I was walking up here all casual, cool, calm, and collected, talking to the boss on the phone.
We're back to the top of the lineup for the Institute. This is Maloney.
And
I
Zeke
think
misses on the inside for making a full count.
I think Maloney was the guy on the police academy, wasn't he? Wasn't that Maloney?
It's Mahoney.
Oh, that was Mahoney. Mahoney.
Yeah.
No, he was the guy that was always causing
Yep.
trouble, wasn't he?
He
Mahoney?
wanted to get kicked out of the academy.
Yeah, he was trying to get kicked out. And
Ooh, a real close pitcher called the ball 4. So Mahoney
not to be confused with Maloney.
draws a walk.
Right. So he heads down to first.
Number 13 is up the bat for the Institute with the runner on first base. So coach gets the sign.
All right, so this is Kaplan. Kaplan heads up to the plate. Looks like the young man on first is thinking he might go any minute, but he doesn't.
Kaplan squared up for a bunt, but pulled back, but it's called a strike, so that's strike 1 on him. 0 balls, 1 strike.
Drew, you know what? I'm losing it. All right.
Aren't we all? Little by little, boss.
All right, so Benton back on the mound. He fires over to first base. The runner slides back in safely.
Give a shout out to Redbird Gas, City of Eunice Public Schools on that throw over to first. Throws it over again real quick. Ball gets away from Marcus. Hits the K at the net and goes all the way back behind first base. And Mahoney runs the second.
Yep.
Oh, man. He puts him in scoring position for the Institute.
Yeah, so 1-0. Eunice in the lead here. Once again, we're in the third, top of the third. Number 13, Kaplan on the mound. Or, I'm sorry, at the plate. And Maloney is over on second now after the passed ball.
Swing and a miss on Kaplan. That makes 0 balls, 2 strikes, and no outs here. Man. That sun's already hit me in the eyes. Ooh, breaking ball hit over towards first base, but foul ball out of play. Count remains the same. As our catcher and our pitcher are playing extra catch out there. Wynn must have got the ball. Who scored the first run in the game you won here, sir?
Us, but I don't know who.
Swing and a miss on strike 3.
Like I said, they started this game 30 minutes early, so I didn't have any of my stuff ready.
The batter goes down on strikes, and that being said, we get a comical joke there from Mr. Jones.
Yeah, I don't. Well, the interesting part about it is when we start our broadcast, they've already went through the entire lineup once, so I don't even know what they did the first sides, 9. I don't know what those kids did, so I don't have any of those numbers.
High for ball 1 on number 20. Jose.
All right, Jose Barcelo. All right.
Is that Barcelo C?
CC?
Yeah.
C, senor.
Barcelo CC. That's ball 2 on this young man. 2 balls, no strikes here with 1 out. With the runner on second. Oh, ball
That's a little high.
And he's telling the umpire that he needs to become set. The batter's telling the umpire that the pitcher needs to come set before he throws home.
Really?
Yeah, that's what he's telling him about.
He's helping him out.
Yeah.
Got to make sure he gives him some good guidance.
He must be the catcher with that CC, huh?
That's very possible, see?
Oh, called strike. A little high, but we'll take it. Counts 3-1.
So once again, we've got a runner on second. That is Maloney. Maloney's on second. There's a nice breaking ball in there. That's a good-looking pitch right there.
Brings the count 3-2.
Yep.
So it really does.
3 balls, 2 strikes. Ooh, and that one's inside and high for ball number 4. That'll put runners at first and second as Barcelo reaches first on a walk.
There's a Patron, huh? Luis A. Patron, number 14.
Yeah. So there's a Luis A and a Luis C. And this is A.
He's a big old boy up in there too, huh?
He's not small, that's for sure. Standing there beside Conacher, who's not small.
Yeah.
He's comparable.
Very comparable.
So 1 out here in the top of the third. Patron steps up. That's a shot, but it's a ball. Shot of Patron there.
Way outside.
That's right. Just a little outside for ball number 1. So here comes the second pitch. That's right across the middle. Patron takes a big old swing.
Something's a swig. Huh?
A swig or a swing of Patron right there.
So the count is 1-1.
1 ball, 1 strike, and 1 out.
Yes, sir.
Here comes the pitch. That ball's fouled right back over probably toward my vehicle.
You're probably close today, or you left it off way out there?
I'm always way out there. Now, I brought the old truck today, so that way if there's any dings or dents, I probably won't even notice them.
The way that wind's blowing, it probably landed in the back of your truck.
Here's a pitch, a swing, and a miss, and then
throw over the first base, and they call him safe.
Yeah, from my angle, it looked good.
Man,
I I would have thought this guy here had a better
Better
angle
view,
to
yeah.
make that call than the guy back over there at second.
So that being said, Patron went down on strikes. That makes 2 outs here for the Institute. Who's up the back? Number 8?
Yep.
The other Patron, right? This is Luis C. Patron. They called ball 1.
So we got 2 outs here. Runners at first and second for the Institute. We've got the other Patron. This is C. Patron. He's at the plate. Here comes the kick from Benton and the pitch. Strike.
Swing and a miss.
1 ball, 1 strike. 2 outs.
Hear him screaming over there.
I do. There's a breaking ball hit, chopped down the third baseline, foul.
Makes count 1 ball, 2 strikes, and 2 outs here. Top of the third. Score is 1-0 Eunice favor. Eunice leads, right?
Mm-hmm.
Ooh. Ooh. Ooh, low and outside. Looks very pretty from our point of view. But it was called a what, Jimmy? A ball.
Ball.
Brings the count 2-2.
Was outside on Patron. Ooh,
Swing and a miss.
Swing and a miss for strike 3. So the Cardinals get out of the inning there, or get out of the top half.
And New Mexico Military Institute leaves 2 stranded. That being said, we give a shout out to our sponsors: Parker Energy Service, Eunice Pump and Supply, Eunice Health Clinic, Redbird Gas, City of Eunice, Eunice Public Schools, and our newest sponsors, Eunice Record and Rentals, the Davis family. Thank you very much for joining this group to sponsor these games.
So through 2.5 here so far. NMMI remains scoreless. Cardinals have put 1 run on the board. It's 1-0. The umpire not liking something about the call there. He's over here telling the ump about it.
This one here, get this one talking to the other coach,
Oh, yeah?
the Eunice coach over here.
That's one very interesting thing that I've noticed in baseball, and you know, in any other sport, you get out there and question the ump very much, or the ref, you get tossed. In baseball, it's expected that between innings you go over there and give him an earful. You know, kick some dirt on him, tell him his breath stinks, he needs to spit out his wad of tobacco, or whatever it is that you're going to go tell him. But any other sport, they'll toss you right out for this sort of thing.
And you can even bump chests.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I need to reinvent my coaching career on the baseball side so I can get out there and get a little
You'd be good, a good argument coach.
feisty.
You know, you have an infield coach, outfield coach. You can be. You know, we have an argument. Send Coach Jones out there.
That's right. Just send me off the bench to argue.
Oh my God, he got something to choke hold. That would not be good.
I'm getting too old for that stuff. I just wanted to argue. I didn't want to go hands on.
So that brings Micah Tippett for the Eunice Cardinals.
All right. So now we'll be able to start keeping our numbers here. So tip it up. The lefty, senior, had quite a season so far.
Ooh, swinging a
Big
miss
hack.
on that curveball, huh?
Yep.
Looked pretty.
Strike number 1.
Got him confused just a little bit, didn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Get set again. A little bit out, high and outside.
Mm-hmm.
High and outside here. You figure that winner would have got that.
So 1 ball, 1 strike here to Tippett, the lefty. Here comes the pitch. It's low and outside for ball number 2. 2 balls, 1 strike. Once again, Eunice leads 1-0. If you're tuning in right now thinking the game is about to start, you're a little late. Kind of like the rest of us were. That ball is called strike out there on that outside edge. So 2 balls, 2 strikes, no outs here. 1-0 game, Eunice in the lead. Tippett at the plate. That's a high breaking ball that just never broke. So full count, 3 balls, 2 strikes. Tippett at the plate. He steps in and he's ready. Here comes the pitch. Swung on and drove foul into the netting.
Staying alive, huh?
Tippett is staying alive. He is ready again. Pitcher takes a sign. Kicks and fires. That ball is outside for ball number 4, and Tippett heads over to first.
That was a strike last time. We'll take it this time, huh?
Yep. So Tippett with a walk. That'll bring up Alfredo Morales. You know, something I've noticed with these Cardinals, especially the last few games, they are really mixing their lineup around. It's definitely changing every game.
Yes, sir. They are trying to figure out that perfect recipe, huh?
Yep. So Tippett takes a big lead over there at first already. Morales up at the plate. Tippett looking like he might give it a shot. There's a bunt. The runner was going as well. Throw down to first is there in time. It will advance the runner.
Morales does his job pushing that runner over to scoring position, which is that run, Micah Tippett. Beautiful job on that young man to get that ball down. And they barely got him out by, what, 3 steps?
Yeah.
He was rooming. That brings up Tucker to bat, huh?
Yep.
Chance Tucker.
Chance Tucker.
The one that's chasing Tippett on stolen bases, correct?
Yeah, he's ahead by 1.
Ahead right now? On this
Yeah.
game, right, so far?
No, I got the totals. I got the totals before I came today, and he is 1 up.
That's good.
Coming into today, anyway. He was 1 up.
He probably got a stolen base in the first inning.
Yeah, the first that I didn't write. That's very possible.
That's ball 1 on Tucker. We missed a lot that first inning. We didn't even score, huh?
Right.
We
Yeah, and they had the
apologize.
bases loaded at one point.
Swing at a high fastball. Misses. Makes it count 1-1 with 1 out.
1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. 1-0. Eunice in the lead. I keep repeating that because we don't have our score app for everyone to see the score at home.
And Charlie's sitting in here tonight. He can't zoom into the scoreboard, unfortunately.
Weather's pretty nasty out there, although it's sunny. There's a lot of wind and a lot of dirt blowing around.
Ooh. Going inside, breaking ball. Almost got hit, but it's called a ball. 2 balls, 1 strike.
So Tucker back in the box. He's ready. Patron on the mound. He takes a look. He didn't like the first call. I don't like Patron either, but here comes
It's a little bit limited.
the pitch, and it's a drive down the left field line. It's going to be foul.
And Coach Drew does a beautiful job out there with those nice hands.
Reached
Gets that
over and
ball.
scooped it up.
Yes,
huh?
sir. He one-handed it.
Yeah. He's got them mitts. So 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out here.
On Chance Tucker.
Tucker at the plate. Here comes the pitch.
Ooh.
It's low and inside. Almost gets away from the catcher. That is the catcher that was out there earlier instructing the ump on what the pitcher needed to do.
It looks like he knows the ball game pretty good.
Yeah.
Pitcher winds up. One of the Patrons up there on the mound. Throws it in. Ball gets away from the catcher. And Micah thought about going to third, but he does not. As Tucker draws a walk.
So Tucker with a walk.
So up the bat, we got Connor Pierce with 1 out here.
You know, Pierce has not hit with the kind of power this year that we're accustomed to seeing. So it would sure be nice if right now he'd kind of come out of it and slam one out there over that right center field wall. I picked that wall because that's the way the wind's blowing.
It's a good choice. Ooh, nice fastball. Low and outside and called a strike, huh?
Yep.
Makes it count 0-1.
So Tucker at first, Tippett at second, Pierce at the plate.
2 speedsters on the bases, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Do a double steal here, be nice.
Here comes the pitch. It's a drive over into left field. Tippett's going to make the turn. He's headed home, and he's going to get there safely.
Easily. They throw the ball over towards second, try to get Tucker. But Tucker dives back on time, so he's safe. Good job by Connor Pierce getting RBI. 1 comes in. Makes the score 2-0.
So he gets an RBI single, and that'll bring up Ontiveros to the plate.
Yes, sir.
We'll have a pinch runner coming in.
It's Ornelas. Alan Ornelas going to pinch run for him.
Okay.
Georges kind of do as well, they say, in baseball. Nice, good, sweet hit. We got some speed on the bases.
So now Ontiveros is up, only one out. We got runners at first and second, both with some wheels. That ball skips off the turf, and I wasn't sure what they called there. It's a ball.
Yeah,
So
a little check swing. I thought he was going to call a strike, too. I was kind of hesitant, so.
So one ball, no strikes. Eunice in the lead now, 2-0. 2-0.
Ontiveros takes
There's
nice
a drive
hack
into center field. The center fielder came up
in.
and then went back, and it bounces over.
Ground, unfortunately, because if that ball would have got away, we could have scored 2 easily.
Yep.
But the ground rule double, we want to get 1 in.
Yep.
That's a nice shot by Jorge.
Yep.
Up the center.
Yep.
Beautiful, beautiful hitting by part of him.
Yeah, so that's a good ball there by Ontiveros. That makes it 3-0. The runners move over to second and third. So Ontiveros at second. We've got who's over there? Ornelas?
Yes, sir, on third. Yes.
Third.
It's funny that the pitcher on the mound is waving his hands for a ball. Everybody's already ready to go, but he's like, "I need a ball."
It's like, can somebody give me something to throw, please?
He'll bring his Caballero up the bat. Jorge on second, Ornelas on third. Swing and a foul ball. Strike 1. Poor kid is on the mound, like throwing his hands up. I need a baseball. Yes.
Yep.
Cameraman made a good comment. He said that's their ace where the Institute making Eunice look very good right now, he said. Oh, breaking ball. Drops in for a strike 2.
So no balls, 2 strikes here, 1 out to Caballero. It's 3-0. Eunice in the lead here.
Runners on second and third. Eunice is threatening again. Crowd gets quiet.
Here comes the pitch. Swing on and missed. Caballero headed down to first. They throw it down and get him.
That's out number 2 here. A tough situation like that, by seeing that runner on third, man, it's if you have somebody a little quicker, that'd be a tough thing to do out there to get an extra run. So Bing Stinson up the bat for the Eunice Cardinals. With 2 outs, the score is 3-0 here on the bottom of the third, correct, Coach?
I believe that's right.
As we both fling towards the window, get a better view of everything. Big curving ball. And oh! Just a foul ball by foot. I would have scored 2 easily on Stinson, the senior. Man, playing right field tonight. That was a good swing on him. He was not fooled by that curveball the way he swung the bat on that one. So he steps back in with 1 strike on him. With 2 outs. Gets set. Ball's delivered. Breaking ball. Oh, it causes strike. It must have got the inside part of the corner. I can't tell from this point of view, but we'll figure it out eventually, right?
Mm-hmm.
Let's hope, right?
Yeah.
Oh, Dixon goes out on strike 2, but the catcher misses the ball. Gets it, throws it over the first. Oh, and I think he was safe, but hey. Ooh. Stinson ran it all the way through. The first baseman had to go get the ball. Came back and reached over and tagged the base and barely got him out. That being said, Eunice Cardinals leave 2 stranded after they score 2 runs in that inning. And we'll give a quick shout out to our sponsors. Redbird Gas, City of Eunice, Eunice Public Schools, Eunice Health Clinic, Eunice Pump and Supply, Parker Energy Service, and Eunice Wrecker and Rentals.
Yeah, so Eunice leads 3-0 here through 3 innings. They scored 2 in the third, 1 in the first.
Doing a good job. The one in the first, none of us got to see it. We're going to get that information for you eventually, maybe after the game. We can probably, if we can show up early for the next and we can go to that, talk about that, huh?
Maybe.
Maybe
we get some info.
But they had a good job last Saturday when they played against Dexter, especially Jordan Ruth. He had an awesome game.
Yeah.
That first game he played, he had a no-hitter and a shutout, man. Young man.
Yeah,
strong arm.
Pretty good deal for sure.
For sure.
We've got Benton on the mound today. He's had some leg injuries this year.
But he's doing a good job on the mound. The last 2 outings he's had, he has been hurt, and he's done a very good job out there pitching.
Mm-hmm. Yep, I concur.
And he's another senior as well. You looking at your notes, Coach?
Yeah, I got him here.
Makes up number 12. Norberto Vela. You can say that last name. I ain't going to try.
Valencia?
Norberto Valencia?
I believe that's right.
Norberto. Here it says he's a center field and first baseman, and he's a senior.
And a right-handed pitcher as well, it says.
Let's see what he does here. Eunice calls a timeout. Carter forgot his sleeve there to
Yeah.
know the signs. As he's coming back in, we give a shout out to our sponsors: Eunice Record and Rentals, Parker Energy Service, Eunice Pump and Supply, and Eunice Health Clinic. As we get started here at the top of the 4th inning, with Norberto up the bat for the Institute. Ball's thrown in low, and it was a ball. Just didn't bring that arm up, but they call it a strike.
Mm-hmm.
That's wishful thinking, huh?
Yeah. Yeah. So 1 ball, no strikes here. Here's the next pitch, and that one's about the same place, but it's a strike. So 1 ball, 1 strike here.
It's not that I'm questioning him, I just don't understand him sometimes. There's a big difference, right?
Norberto Valencia, yep. There's a nice breaking ball that's in there.
And the catcher did not catch the ball.
You know, I've never seen Conacher struggle as much to catch strikes as what he has struggled today. I've seen 2 or 3 strikes that went past him, and he's usually about as sure gloved as anybody.
And I concur. Ooh.
Wow.
Where'd it go?
I don't even know where that ball went.
There it is.
There it is.
Swinging is a foul ball.
Yeah.
Which direction? To the right. That's how we know.
Yeah. I thought it was going to hit him, and he swung at it.
Protected himself, huh?
Yeah.
So the count remains 1 ball, 2 strikes on Norberto. Zeke winds up. Throws in that breaking ball. Swing and a miss. Goes down on strikes. Strike 3. As they throw the ball around, we'll give a shout out to our sponsors: Redbird Gas, City of Eunice, Eunice Public Schools. That strikeout was brought to you by those sponsors. So it brings a 23 up the bat. Miguel Rivera for the Institute. He is their first baseman. He's a left-handed pitcher, and he plays outfield. And he's a junior. So Rivera steps in, watches the breaking ball go by, called strike 1 on him. Count is 0 balls, 1 strike, and 1 out. Zeke gets back on the mound, prepares to deliver the ball. Beautiful windup, throws it in, swing, and a foul ball straight back behind him on the left-hand side. Makes the count 0 balls, 2 strikes. And Rivera is also a left-handed batter for the Institute, and he has a big shoe. That young man must run flat-footed. Gets in and gets set. As he gets ready, delivers a pitch. Breaking ball, ball's hit up the middle. Towards second base gets it, fields it, throws it to first on time. A beautiful play by Caballero. Had to come and get that ball. He was thinking the pitcher was going to get it, but he came and got it for out number 2 for the Institute. A beautiful job out there by the fieldman. That brings number 28 for Institute. That is Alexia. The center field left-handed. Yeah, the pitch is thrown outside. Ball 1, and the ball once again gets away from the catcher. Somebody screaming, "Squeeze the glove" out there in the stands. I don't know who that is, but must be a kinfolk. So it's ball 1. No strikes and 2 outs. And once again, the ball's thrown outside. Ball 2. And this is 28's a left-handed batter as well. The score remains 3-0. Eunice has the lead.
28 is Valverde.
Oh.
And that one's a little low, I'm assuming.
Oh, that hurt my feelings.
So 3 balls, no strikes here. That looked like a pretty good one, that last one.
It looked beautiful, they say, huh?
2 outs here. We're in the top of the 4th. That one looked high and outside.
That's pretty bad right there.
Yeah.
When the batter doesn't even know he drew a walk. That's upsetting.
So Alexis Valverde heads down to first. And that'll bring up number 3, Bailey Mego. I'm assuming is what that is. M-E-G-O.
Mm-hmm.
Is that what that says?
Sir.
Yeah. All right.
Second baseman, right-handed batter, or right-handed pitcher, and plays third base. So Junior, and that ball looked like a ball earlier, but now it's a strike.
Yeah. So 1 ball, or no balls, 1 strike, 2 outs here to Mego. Runner at first.
A breaking ball.
Yeah. For strike number 1. Or I'm sorry, strike 2. So no balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs here. It's a 3-0 game. Eunice in the lead, 3-0.
And they're calling
a
balk right here.
Balk on the pitcher.
I believe he licked his fingers when he was on the mound. They're going to call it a balk. He's been doing that the last 4 games. And you've been the same umpires. But anyways, let's go. The wind must have got to him. Gets back on the mound, sets himself. Yep. Ooh, barely misses that outside corner by a smidge. There's a smidge, Jimmy.
So 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs here in a 3-0 game. Institute with a runner at second. There's a drive over toward the first baseman. First baseman comes in, makes the grab.
Touch it back. Nobody's made a call. Oh, and they called him out. They're looking at each other. Y'all come off the field, young man.
There's still a discussion.
This is pathetic.
So we've still got a discussion here.
As we sit here and discuss, give a shout out to our sponsors. Eunice Health Clinic, Eunice Bump and Supply, Parker Energy Service, Eunice Public Schools, City of Eunice, and Redbird Gas. And our greatest sponsor of these games is Eunice Record and Rentals. And the umpires finished discussing, and they still ain't said nothing, so I'm assuming it's going to be a foul ball.
So, I mean, they got to make the call somewhere, though, don't they? What the hell are you calling?
We're just going to assume that it's just foul ball.
What? I mean, yeah, I'm confused.
So the count remains the same. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 out. Then the score remains 3-0. Eunice leads.
You know, the ball was probably foul, and I'm assuming it probably was. But there's never been a call, even still to this point. We've already thrown another pitch. There was never a call made. Yeah,
that call was made.
Yeah, he did motion out.
As our cameraman said, the only motion was made was an out. So
I'm confused again.
So the count now goes 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
So 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Eunice in the lead, 3-0 here against the Institute. In a windy afternoon in Eunice. There's a drive over toward the first baseman. It gets past the glove. They struggle to get it in. They do get it in, but not before a run score. So the Institute puts a run on the board. That makes it 3-1 in favor of the Cardinals.
And that ball barely went by the second base. He dove for it and missed it by a centimeter. Missed it by a smidge.
You are correct. Yeah, that's why I was just looking.
I thought the sun was already hitting it.
No.
So that being said, all that activity happened. A run came from second. So the score now is 1-3. Eunice still leads with 2 outs with the runner on first base. Brings up number 5, Maloney, up the bat.
Yeah, Maloney's back.
Ooh, just a smidge on the outside corner. He's another left-handed batter.
Yep.
For the Institute.
So it's 3-1 here. The Institute batting. They're wearing the away red. Eunice wearing the home white today.
And that being said, I was called strike there. Brings count 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike.
With
and
2
the
outs.
alarm goes off.
Yep. There's
Shot
a drive over towards short.
And he caught it
Scoop
in
it
the
up
air.
off the ground, and
Beautiful
so that
job.
will be 3 outs.
The Institute leave 1 on, and they score 1 run here at the top of the 4th, and that brings Eunice up the bat next. So give a shout out to our sponsors: Eunice Public School, City of Eunice, Redbird Gas, Eunice Health Clinic, Eunice Pump and Supply, Park Energy Service, and Eunice Record and Rental. The Davis family. That was a little bit of activity there, kind of stop and play, kind of got everything going different, and we don't know what happened to kind of throw the pace off the game. And once again, we have the Institute coach out there talking to the umpire. And I don't know if he's talking about substitution, bringing people in, bringing people out. But they're going to put a different pitcher on the mound, number 13. No? Yeah?
You switch pitchers.
Kaplan?
13 is Kaplan. Yep.
Huh.
Yep.
That was quick. Is he going to stay in for another game? So, that's being said, the game's being played here in Eunice, New Mexico. Kind of windy, kind of dusty. Thank God we have that turf field. Makes a big difference out there. And right now, our big guns are hitting the ball.
Yep.
It's going to bring up Marcus Tercero to bat for the Eunice Cardinals. And I do not know who's on deck. I think Giovanni's probably on deck. Yes, he is. So, and I don't know nothing about the pitcher for the Institute.
As far as what?
As in his average, what kind of ranking he is or whatever. But
for who?
For NMMI.
As far as what they're ranked?
Their pitcher, how good is he?
Well,
they said the other guy was their ace. I don't know if this got their second one in or they're just.
Yeah, so the other guy was their ace, and in their statistics, the other guy was the only one that was listed. So
okay.
It only lists like
the top ones.
The top ones usually.
That's gonna be hard for the Eunice listing. Huh? We got a couple of top ones, don't we?
No, well, yeah. I mean, we've got a couple listed.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's all based when you look at MaxPreps, it just shows like the tops in each category. So somebody's tops, no matter how close it is.
It's like that base running, huh?
Yeah. Yep.
There's only been 1 leader.
Yep. Now you can look at all of them on there. You can open it up and look at all of them, but it just shows you who their leaders are. I was trying to see if, their big hitter is Jose Barcelo. He bats number 3 for them. He's number 20, which he's also their catcher. He's the guy that he leads them in home runs. He leads them in RBIs. He leads them in on-base percentage and batting average.
He's their top gun, huh?
Yeah, as far as with the bat in his hand, for sure. So here comes Marcus Tercero to the plate. Tercero, another senior on this team, playing first base most of the year.
Talking about first base, last game we had a sighting of Julius Woods out there.
Yeah.
He did a good job for that inning he played.
Yeah.
He did a very good job. Stretched out for a play, and he jumped very high for the next one, huh?
He probably needed some icy hot when the game was over with all that stretching he was doing out
Jumped
there.
in the whirlpool, huh?
Yeah.
So swing and a miss on a Marcus. Count is 0 balls, 1 strike. Next pitch, nice stop by the catcher. It's ball 1. Count is 1-1. Score is 3-1. Eunice leads. Here in the bottom of the 4th.
So here goes Kaplan, the kick and the delivery. He's got a very slow kick that almost looks like it's already on the ground before he lets the ball go. Definitely an interesting
setup, huh?
Yeah.
Or delivery.
Yeah.
So that was a ball 2. Count is 2 balls, 1 strike. Makes you want to throw your timing off as a batter, huh?
Mm-hmm. His leg is almost on the ground before he lets go of the ball.
That's ball 3. 3 balls, 1 strike on Marcus Tercero with 0 outs. Well, Marcus is not confused so far with that delivery. Gets back on the mound and the wind starts to blow again.
Man, it is windy. So here he goes. Here goes Kaplan. He kicks and fires. Ball swung on and missed for strike 2. So a full count now here to Marcus Tercero, number 22, the senior. 3 balls, 2 strikes, no outs. We're in the top of the 4th. No, that ain't right. We're in the bottom of the 4th.
Correct.
I'm losing it. I looked up there at the scoreboard and it threw me off. And there he goes, down on strikes.
That's the first out for the Eunice Cardinals. Marcus Tercero went down on strikes, went down swinging.
So that'll bring up El Gio.
Old Geo. That being said, give a shout out to our sponsors, Red Bird Gas, City of Eunice, and Eunice Public Schools. Sorry, I'm going to cut you off there, Coach.
Oh, no problem.
Our timing's off as well, huh?
It's the wind. It's blew our timing off.
The whole 20 minutes start early type thing, huh?
Yeah.
Trying to catch up. Geo swings at the first pitch. Smith swings right through. Strike one. You said he's in the senior on the team, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Micah Tippett on deck.
There's
Swing and
another
a miss.
swing and a miss. Should be no balls, 2 strikes, right?
Correct.
0-2. 2 Chacon. 1 out here. Once again, we're in the bottom of the 4th. Eunice leads 3-1. Here comes the pitch, and that one's outside.
He thought about it. He leaned at it.
That should be ball 1, right?
Correct. To my math, it should be ball 1, 2 strikes, so 1 out. But I'm known to be wrong.
Here comes the pitch. That one's low and outside. I think that'll make it 2-2, the count. Maybe. Got 1 out. Eunice leads 3-1. We're in the bottom of the 4th.
This young man has been struggling at the plate, so let's see if we can get him up. Ooh. Swing and a miss for a strikeout. That's another strikeout for this young man on that mound. It's going to be Micah Tippett up the bat. The Eunice Cardinals have 2 outs, and they've gone down on strikes here.
So Tippett has a single and a walk. That's what I show him as, and that I think that's
not counting the first inning, correct?
well, I think that is the first inning.
Okay.
I think he singled as I was walking up. Yes, that's what I've got on my notes here.
A little bit of outside, so it's going to be ball 1. Ball 1 on Micah Tippett.
Yeah.
Another senior on the team.
So 1 ball, no strikes, 2 outs here. We're in the bottom of the 4th. Eunice leads 3-1. Here comes the pitch. It's low for ball number 2.
He thought about it. He likes those low pitches like that.
Yep.
That last home run, he crushed it out on that particular ball.
Hmm.
I wonder if we could put 10 on that window. We probably can't, huh? The camera won't be able to see through.
There's a dry foul. So 2 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs here to Tippett. Score is 3-1. Eunice in the lead here.
With 2 outs. You said there's a track meet tomorrow, you said?
In Hobbs, yes.
Hobbs.
So that ball's high and outside for ball number 3. 3 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs here to Tippett.
As the dust blows on the field again.
Man, it is.
Anybody drives down that road over here on the right-hand side, on the left-hand side, it gets horrible.
Mm-hmm. It is dusty out there. Not a pretty day here in Eunice. And there's a called strike on that outside edge. So 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs here to Tippett in a 3-1 ball game.
Ooh. He must have just barely painted that edge, huh?
Assuming. So here comes the pitch. Swung on and drove foul back over the screen and over our heads onto some hoods. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Tippett hanging tough like the new kids on the block.
Should be his walkout song.
Yep.
Hanging tough.
It's 3-1. Tippett back in the box. He's ready. Here comes the pitch from Kaplan. It low and away, skips off the turf. Tippett headed to first with his second walk of the game. He's walked back-to-back times. That'll bring up Alfredo Morales. He is bunted for an advance of the runner out his last at bat, and I think, I could be wrong, I think he did that the first at bat as well.
Tippett gets a beautiful lead over on first base. On second, and he is gone as Alfredo hits a hit the ball over on the left-hand side. Right-hand side falls out of play. Tippett was already going to third.
Yeah. Not only was he going to third, he was almost on third.
Just about to touch the bag.
Yeah.
That ball just took forever to come down.
Yeah, just kind of floated, hung up in the wind. First baseman couldn't quite catch up to it, so it falls foul. All of that for strike number 1 to Morales.
Tip it once again with the big lead. They throw it towards first base.
And it almost got away from him.
Yeah. First baseman almost lost it, but Tipper made it back safely. So Morales gets back up and looks at the sign. I'm pretty sure he's not going to bunt here with 2 outs. I don't know. They might put it past him, huh?
Tippett looking like he might go again.
Yeah.
There he goes. They throw it high. They chunk it down. The throw is close, and he makes it. So Tippett with another stolen base. He tried to act like they tried to pull the old whoop-de-doo on him, yeah.
What are we, like in junior high?
Yeah, that was like some elementary ball there. He was going to pull the old...
Our baseman was facing it.
Yeah.
We've seen you, dude.
Like, man, that's a pretty good fake there, buddy.
You see Michael, that's cool, man.
So 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs here as Tippett steals second. He's standing on second. Morales at the plate. Eunice leads 3-1. There's a drive right over the third baseman. Tippett makes the turn, and here he comes. The throw's headed in. He's going to make it safely as they cut the throw. Tippett with the score. It's now 4-1. I'm sorry.
And Tippett made it standing up easily from second base.
So Morales with a nice RBI single. Good job by that young man.
He's another junior out there playing.
That's good. It's, I was worried for sure at the beginning of the year when I looked at the roster, and it was almost all seniors. Yes. But having a few of these folks to pepper in there and sprinkle in sure makes things look better for next year.
And he's designated hitting for Zeke. As Tucker fouls the ball back for strike 1. He's just ahead of it quite a bit. And Morales is pretty fast. We'll see if they want to send him or not. Oh. Conager was swinging the bat, and umpire walked right behind him, almost got hit in the head. So we have an unofficial timeout. Give a shout out to our sponsors. Eunice Record and Rentals, Parker Energy Service, Eunice Pump and Supply, Eunice Health Clinic, Eunice Public Schools, City of Eunice, and Redbird Gas. Our proud sponsors of today's game here in Eunice, New Mexico. It's a beautiful stadium that we have. So here we go, back to play, back to action, he said.
Oh, he's back, huh? He must be running the 10-2-40 or 100 or something, one of them, shoot. There's a drive into left field, and that'll advance the runner over to second. So a nice single there by Tucker.
That's 2 plays that third baseman have dove or dive for the ball and missed it by centimeters.
So Conager Pierce will come up to the mound. To the plate. I keep saying that. I think that's the second time I've said that today.
You want to see him pitch, don't you?
Yeah. Not really, but...
He comes in left-handed this time about.
Yeah.
That.
He mentioned that over there a while ago, too. It seems that the left side of the plate has given the pitcher some troubles finding that strike zone, too. Kind of throws off his vision or something. I don't know. At least in earlier batters. I'll probably jinx him in this one. But I know in baseball everybody's worried about the jinx stuff. So
that being said, you did strike 1.
First pitch is a strike.
Yeah, it's a low strike, as a matter of fact. Thank you, Jimmy.
It's a good thing Heath Dean's not here.
No, he becoming stomping up here, hitting chokehold.
Yeah.
That's strike 1. Runners on first and second. 2 outs for the Eunice Cardinals. Score is 4-1. Eunice leads. Ooh, outside. Ball 1. Here we are on the bottom of the 4th. I looked up and I thought, man, I said 4. It looks like a 9, but it's a 4. The runners got a big lead on first and second, which is Morales and Tucker. Back to second, they throw it over, and he gets in safely. Keeping those runners honest, huh?
Mm-hmm. You don't want Tucker to get any more stolen bases. Well, if Tippett slip that pitcher a few dollars to keep him over there tight. So Pierce back in there. He's ready. Batting on the left-hand side this time around. So they turn and throw it down here. It's driven over toward the second baseman. Kind of takes a funny hop.
Oh, man. Then they call him out at first, but it appeared to be safe from our point of view. But that being said, as out number 3 in the inning, it leaves 2 stranded. As Eunice came out and scored two runs that inning?
No, 1.
1?
Yeah, so it's 4-1. Eunice in the lead after the ground out by Pierce.
Batting left-handed. Hit right to the second baseman. He bobbled the ball. Still had time to throw it on first, unfortunately. That being said, we give a shout out to our sponsors here, Eunice Pump and Supply, Eunice Health Clinic, Eunice Public Schools, City of Eunice, Redbird Gas, Eunice Wrecker and Rental, and Parker Energy Service. Where I go looking out in the field, we still have Zeke on the mound. There's no substitutions being going on here. So we've played a full 4 innings of baseball, and the Eunice Cardinals are leading 4-1 against Institute here in Eunice, New Mexico. On this nice, sunny, windy day. That's an understatement, correct?
Mm-hmm.
So, other than that, a little bit of baseball. Baseball weather. And to people who jumped on earlier, we were late by 1 inning. We apologize. We did not realize the schedule says a certain time, and the game will start just a smidge early. So, we had to come up here. Mr. Jones had to come up and get everything situated. Done, logged in. So we're back on there.
Yeah, you know, the Cardinal baseball web deal shows 4, but the schedule shows 4:30. So that's what the broadcast was set up on.
4:30.
So even, you know, we had the equipment ready to go shortly after time, and we were only a couple of minutes later than the 4 o'clock. But the broadcast in the computer doesn't start until it's programmed to do so.
Right.
So even though we were here on time, we couldn't start the broadcast. So
And luckily, we left everything set up. If not, we're really behind.
yeah.
We're barely logging in. Now it's the 4th inning here. Our sponsors would really be upset.
No, he just said do it without. They had problems with it last week, I know. That's why they changed it. Yeah. Well, that's why they changed it and canceled the old one, but apparently it was still working for you. Well, you were one of the only people, because it wasn't working for the people up there either. Mine too, but it wouldn't let me in.
No, thank you. So for the Institute, it's going to be number 13. Their pitcher up the bat.
All right, so
Kaplan.
that's number 13, Kaplan. He steps up to the plate in the right-handed batter's box. It's 4-1 here as we start the 5th. NMMI at the plate. Benton's still on the hill for the Cards.
Winds up. Throws in the pitch. Breaking ball.
Nice looking pitch right there.
Looks very beautiful. He doesn't call that a strike. I'd be really upset at the umpire, but he did
Yep.
call it a strike, so I'm not that upset.
Run down there and kick some dirt on him or something. Huh?
I don't know, man. Hold his pay or something. That's a strike 1 on Captain. Oh, swinging a miss towards second. Swinging a shot towards second base. Fields it nicely. Throws it over to first base. Route number 1.
Yep. So a ground out there by Kaplan.
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 Picks up number 20. Their big batter. Jose
Barcelo, he leads this team in home runs. He leads them in batting average. He leads them in RBIs. Just about anything to do with the bat, this young man right here is the leader on this team.
They throw him inside for called strike 1. Beautiful pitch there by Zeke.
Sound like for a minute I was hearing a lot of screaming out there. I couldn't decide where it was coming from. There's a high foul ball right back over our head over there.
Yes, sir, from their dugout.
Oh,
Screaming on that Latino. You hear it?
yeah, I think I do. Don't sound like the Institute. Anyway, here comes another pitch. That's a breaking ball. It's hit foul. No, it's almost foul. Yes, it is foul.
Let's think about this one.
Yeah.
Georgia did a beautiful job coming and picking it up on out.
Yeah, it would have been nice if it was about 6 inches inside where he could have scooped it and gunned him while he was walking down the base line there.
Oh, that'd be nice.
So 4-1. Eunice in the lead here. It's an 0-2 count. There's another foul ball. So Barcelo fouling and fouling and fouling, but he's staying alive.
With 1 out, they have 1 out, correct?
Yep. Yeah, so Benton back ready. Here comes the kick. He fires it in, and it's a foul ball headed over toward the vehicles in the corner.
That ball came off real quick off that bat, man. Even though it was a foul ball, luckily.
I'm getting a kick out of the Institute's little chants and cheers.
It sounds like there's a bunch of them, but I can't find them.
They're right there. It's that little group. Them.
They're leaning on the.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah. They're pretty loud.
It's good to get into it, right? They can actually relax.
And here comes a big gust of wind, bringing all kinds of dirt across the field, and the ump steps in, throws his hands in the air like he just don't care, because he's seen enough of the dirt flying across. Let's stop play for just a minute.
You can make a good call on that one, huh?
Yeah, we had a good old dust devil flying right through the middle of the field. So here we go again. There's a swing and a chopper back up toward the pitcher. Pitcher steps back, grabs it, throws it over to first for out, number 2.
Beautiful job putting that ball and playing his own position there by Zeke Benton. Getting off the big hop, stepping and throwing towards first base.
So now, stepping up to the plate is a double shot of Patron. This is Louis A. Patron, and on deck will be Louis C. Patron. So anytime there's 2 shots of Patron, it's trouble.
Either it's going to be a fun night or it's going to be a rough day.
That's right. So this is Louis A. Patron, number 14. Here comes the pitch. A big breaking ball and a swing and a miss for strike number 1.
I hate to laugh, but that young batter stepped back instead of forward and missed it completely on that breaking ball. A beautiful job by the pitcher, Zeke Benton.
So it's 4-1 here as we're in the
light goes back to it on the
top of the
outside
fifth.
corner. Called strike number 2 on the Patron. Must be a little dizzy up there.
0-2 here to Patron. 2 outs. 4-1. Eunice in the lead. Here comes the pitch. Swung on and driven over toward the shortstop. Shortstop makes a nice dive and catch, but then throws the ball into the dugout almost. It bounces off the dugout back into play.
Luckily, it came right back to the first baseman. Kept Patron honest on first base.
Yep.
So the runner gets on with an error, or we'll call that an error, right, Coach?
Yep.
So we have Patron on first base and Patron up the bat.
We got a second shot of Patron coming now.
This is C, right? Patron C?
Yep.
Must be citrus.
Ooh, there's a swing and a step back from a Patron.
And they could throw it over the first baser, but our first baseman was not ready for it.
Yep.
Because the Patron had a huge lead.
Yeah. Yeah, he was
no man's land.
15, 20 feet out there at least.
At least.
There's a big breaking ball, fouled for strike number 2. So 0-2 here to the second Patron.
And the hat fell off the pitcher for the first time of the game.
I mentioned this earlier, both Patrons. This one is Louis C. Patron. The runner on first is Louis A. Patron. So pretty interesting. 2 Louis Patrons on the same team. I have no idea. I would assume, but you know what they say about that stuff.
No comment?
Yep. So 0-2 to the second Patron. Benton on the hill for the Cards. He likes the sign, kicks and fires. They swing it over to first. Oh, my.
Get him.
Yeah, we got to.
That was pre-planned because he knew he was going to throw it to first.
Yep.
And they realized our first man has not that strong of arm. He just took off.
Yeah. Well, I think as Marcus caught that pitch when he swung around to tag him, he didn't know where the runner was. He had lost him. And then by that point, he was almost all the way over there.
Oh, beautiful breaking ball. Patron goes down swinging.
So
confused
3.
Swing, so no harm, no foul in that inning. Eunice, the score still remains 4-1. Eunice leads.
Yep.
NMMI leaves one stranded on second base by Patron. So shout out to our sponsors: Eunice Public Schools, City of Eunice, Redbird Gas, Eunice Health Clinic, Eunice Pump and Supply, Parker Energy Service, and Eunice Wrecker and Rental.
Yep. So here we are, headed into the bottom of the 5th. It's 4-1. Eunice in the lead. Some discussion going on amongst the umps again.
With themselves.
Yeah.
Like, did you see that? No, did you? But a lot of dust.
So Kaplan still on the on the mound for.
That's
I
hanging way
almost
out
did
there,
it.
huh?
Yeah, I almost kicked that cable out of there, and that would have been bad.
We really were lost fans there, huh? Late and then disconnected during the game, and it has been a long season for us too as well. Between football, basketball, and basketball, now baseball. It's a lot going on.
Volleyball.
Volleyball, correct? I almost forgot about volleyball.
Yeah.
Luckily, we had a lot of home games in the long stretch here, so
Yeah, for baseball.
for baseball.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I've been on the road about once or twice a week, though, for the track meets.
Track
So
meets. And you said, oh,
they're not even looking.
the catcher throws it towards second.
Almost ear-holed the shortstop.
Thank God that wind was blowing. If not,
Yes.
he would have hit him in the head. Very frustrated. Up the bat for the Eunice Cardinals, we have Jorge Ontiveros, number 1 in Jimmy's heart, as he says.
Somebody's heart. That's what he tells us all the time. He tells us he's number 24 on the field, but number 1 in our hearts.
So
Jorge Cito steps up to the plate. He had a double, ground rule double his last at bat, bounced it over center field.
outside for ball 1 from Kaplan.
So Kaplan's back on the mound, standing in the dust that's blowing. He's ready. Ontiveros says, bring it on. Here's the pitch, and it's low for ball number 2. 2 balls, no strikes here to Ontiveros.
Anything close, rock it, buddy.
I'd make him throw me a good one.
Mm-hmm. Looks like French fries, don't it?
Yep, it does.
Oh, high.
It's high and inside for ball number 3. 3 balls, no strikes.
We're staying away from the big fella.
That's where Recindo and I disagree sometimes. He likes to attack this 3-0 count. I'm more of the stand there and make him throw me a strike or two before I start whiffing. That's right.
Oh.
Ooh,
Whoa, what?
Yep.
And the catcher does a great job by framing that ball to call it a strike. So they even had ball 4 up there on the board. So it's 3 balls, 1 strike on Jorge. Jorge reaches.
A fly foul right back over our head for strike number 2. So it's a 3-2 count now here.
That was a full count, right, Coach?
3-2, no outs here to Ontiveros. He steps back in and he's ready. Here comes the pitch, and it's a high foul ball back over into the parking lot. That'll ding somebody's car.
Staying alive.
Yep.
Is this Store Park right here, right behind us?
3 balls, 2 strikes here to Ontiveros. He stayed alive by fouling the last couple off. Here comes the pitch. That ball's chopped right back to the pitcher. Ontiveros moving. He had the little boot scooting boogie headed down the first baseline.
Good
But
job
they
of burning
throw
the
him
play.
out.
I hate situations like that because it was ball 4 earlier, and they may call it a strike. I understand you trying to make the kid swing the bat, but he should have been on base. But anyways, brings up Caballero up the bat for the Eunice Cardinals. Eunice Cardinals have 1 out. Score is 4-1. In there, they have the lead.
Yep.
Here in the bottom of the 5th. Yep. Have to focus on that scoreboard.
So here comes the pitch.
Oh.
And that ball's outside, I'm assuming, for ball number 1.
It was a delay call ball. I thought he was going to call that a strike. And Julius ran out in the field for something. Now he runs back. Streaking for us.
Here comes the next pitch. Swung on and missed for strike number 1. So 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out here. We're in a 1-4 game. Eunice in the lead. Once again, I try to repeat that as often as possible because our score app is not working, so you can't see anything on the little app at home. Here comes the pitch, and it's low and outside for ball number 2. 2 balls, 1 strike. To Jonathan Caballero.
Did you see that
Jake
shortstop instructing the pitcher how to throw the ball?
Oh, yeah.
Breaking pitches off. Do this.
He's giving him Giving him the instruction. Huh? So here comes the pitch, and it's low and outside.
Man, that umpire comes up every time he looks like he's going to call a strike. Every time he gets me all confused, all riled up here.
So 3 balls, 1 strike, 1 out.
Jimmy keeps us honest up here. Cool, calm, and collective, huh, Jimmy?
Yep. Only in this.
I know. I do the thing for basketball for you.
Yeah. Base.
I know.
Baseball, I'm pretty calm most of the time. They
In basketball, I always had a hard time figuring out which one's your mic when you start hollering.
yeah. Yeah, and in basketball, I'm not very good at this.
Nah, you did good. I only heard you a couple of times. I heard you.
So Caballero on to first base after the walk. That brings Stinson up. Stinson in the batter's box. Here comes the pitch. They're going to bunt it right down the first base line. Caballero headed over to second. The ball is thrown over to first in time, but that will advance the runner.
Stinson, I'm telling you, does a beautiful job at small stuff to get runners in scoring position. Now Marcus needs to do his job and get a run in here.
Yep.
So that's out number 2 for the Eunice Cardinals.
So we got a ground out, a walk, and then we got a ground out.
The score is 4-1. Eunice leads here in bottom of the 5th.
So Marcus Tercero comes up to the plate. He's got Caballero on second in scoring position.
But gets a decent lead out there on second. Shortstop's trying to sneak in behind him.
Shortstop's giving him some signals. And they swing it back down.
Oh.
Caballero pops it up high up over the
Marcus.
bleachers. I'm sorry. Yep, Marcus.
Nice
Into
pitch.
the parking area. Caballero's on second. I was looking at him, saying his name and thinking Marcus at the front. The former pitcher, I believe, is playing short now. And he was over there giving all kind of signals. I've
Look at
never
him
seen him
again.
do that before. Yeah. I guess that tells if he's going to sneak in there, sneak behind the runner or not.
Usually the catcher gives that stuff.
Mm-hmm. That's why I say I've never
me
seen
see
him
that.
do that before.
Oh, ball's thrown inside for ball 1. Count is 1-1 on Marcus with 2 outs. We both look.
So Marcus steps back in. He's ready. Kaplan on the mound for the Colts. He takes the sign, kicks and fires right down the middle for strike number 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs here. We're in the bottom of the 5th. It's 4-1. Eunice is in the lead. Once again, our score app is not working today, so that's why I try to say the score fairly regularly.
As much as possible.
Here comes the pitch.
Oh.
It skips up off the turf for ball number 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs.
Good job by Marcus laying off that pitch. It was a breaking ball, and he did a little check swing.
Yep.
Like you said, it brings the count 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Once again, shortstop out there. Like you said, you called it. Calling balls and strikes out there.
There's a drive right back toward us for foul ball. The count remains the same. 2 balls, 2 strikes. We've got 2 outs here. We're in the bottom of the 5th. It's 4-1. Eunice leads by 3. Marcus Tercero, the senior, at the plate. Jonathan Caballero out on second with a big lead. Shortstop trying to sneak in behind him. Here comes the pitch.
High and outside for ball 3.
Yep.
That being said, we give a shout out to our sponsors, Redbird Gas, City of Eunice, and Eunice Public Schools. I like try to squeeze them in between plays because sometimes it takes a long time to develop, man.
So it's 3-2 right now, right?
Correct.
So 3-2, 2 outs, 4-1.
And Marcus calls timeout
Yep, he's going to step out of the box.
because there is a ball on the field. It looked like it came out of the Eunice dugout. And I'm telling you, you can't take them nowhere. So that being said, give a shout out to our sponsor, Eunice Health Clinic, Eunice Pump and Supply. And back to the action, Mr. Jones.
All right, so Marcus steps in. Once again, Caballero with a big lead. Shortstop trying to sneak in behind him. Here comes the pitch. It's high and inside for ball number 4. That'll send Marcus Tercero down to first. So now runners at first and second as Gio Chacon, the senior, steps in with his pump-up music going in the background. And the Institute coach wants to talk about it. So he's headed out to the hill to discuss with the pitcher what exactly the plan is.
That being said, we give a shout out to our sponsors: Eunice Wrecker and Rentals, Parker Energy Service, Eunice Pump and Supply, Eunice Health Clinic, Eunice Public Schools, City of Eunice, and Redbird Gas. I timed that just perfect. The coach is back off the mound, talking to the Colts pitcher out there coming back, kind of looking at the catcher. So Eunice has runners on first and second, which Jonathan Caballero's on second, Marcus Tercero on first, brings up Gio Chacon up to bat. There's 2 outs here in the bottom of the 5th. Eunice leads 4-1. Take it away, Jim Jones.
If we could get Gio on the base here, it would sure be nice to see Tippett come to the plate.
Oh, it'd be a blessing in disguise.
So let's see what Gio can do here with runners in scoring position. Here comes the first pitch. It's inside for ball number 1. So 1 ball, no strikes here to Gio Chacon. We're in the bottom of the 5th. Eunice leads 4-1. And we've got 2 outs. New Mexico Military Institute in red, Eunice in white. Here comes the pitch. It's outside for ball number 2. So 2 balls, no strikes, 2 outs. Gio Chacon at the plate.
The number 9 batter for the Eunice Cardinals.
Mm-hmm.
And like you said earlier, you got Micah Tippett on deck.
So here comes the pitch from Kaplan. That one's right down the
3.
middle for strike number 1.
Okay, this is where, as a coach, you know your players, you know what, you have the red light, son. Do not swing here. So the count should be 3-0, correct?
No, it's 2-1. That last one was right down the middle. It was a strike.
Oh, you call that a strike?
Oh, yeah.
I must have blinked or something.
Even I would agree with that last one.
How
Now,
about
that one.
You see?
Eesh.
That's what I'm questioning. He
Yeah.
called that a strike, and earlier was a ball. But anyways, count is 2-2. I apologize for questioning you, umpire.
2
You know what you're
balls,
doing.
2 strikes, 2 outs. So lots of 2s up there on the board. Number 2's at the plate. 2, 2, 2, and 2. So here comes the pitch to Chacon. And it's low and outside for ball number 3.
That umpire thought about pulling the trigger on it. Institute players were running off the field a minute ago, too.
So it's a full count here. Sure would be nice to see Chacon head down to first. 3-2, 2 outs. It's a 4-1 game. We're in the bottom of the 5th. Kaplan on the mound. Here's the pitch. It's swung and drove right back foul into the screen.
And the Eunice players were in motion on that.
Yeah, everybody was going.
Mm-hmm.
So Chacon will step back in as they get a new baseball out to the pitcher. That's Kaplan. So Kaplan's already ready. He's got the sign. He kicks and fires it high for ball number 4, and that'll send Gio Chacon over to first. The bases are now loaded. Micah Tippett will come to the plate. He's got a single, a walk, and a walk in his 3 plate appearances today, the left-handed senior.
And also, he leads the team with home runs.
There seems to be some sort of discussion. Andrew Reynolds wants to talk with the ump a minute. He's not liking something he's seeing.
He's going to have a designated runner for Marcus Tercero, one of the Gomez twins, number 10. Jose Gomez.
Shortstop was out there waving his arms around like he didn't like something that was happening, but I don't know what he was, unless he's talking to his own pitcher.
I'm telling you, this team is led by their shortstop and their catcher,
Mm-hmm.
the Institute.
Yeah.
So there's a long delay here. Give a shout out to our sponsors: Eunice Public Schools, City of Eunice, Redbird Gas, Eunice Health Clinic, Eunice Pump and Supply, Parker Energy Service, and Eunice Wrecker and Rental. Take it away, Jim Jones.
So Micah Tippett will step into the left-handed batter's box. Once again, he's got the bases juiced. The senior lefty. Here comes the pitch from Kaplan. It's down in the, I want to say the dirt, but that's not dirt. That's just brown turf.
Brown turf. If that would have gone to the catcher's mitt, that kid would have crushed it. He likes those low balls.
Yeah. And the catcher says, hey, you know what, team? I want to talk to you a minute. I'm not happy with what I'm seeing here. I'm going to go visit with you.
You know, this guy has a big legs, big hitter, wins in his favor. Get a good shot right here.
Yep.
Like some low balls, huh?
Keep them high.
Keep them high. And the umpire's pointing towards.
There's a ball that rolled out on the field.
Oh, Nimmy's out there. Their JV team's hitting some BP, so they're getting off the field. So. Ball's hustled back in here. Back to the action, Mr. Jones.
All right, so here we are. It's 4-1. We're in the bottom of the fifth. Micah Tippett at the plate. Eunice with 2 outs. The bases are loaded. Here comes the pitch. And that one is low and inside for ball number 2. So 2 balls, no strikes to Tippett.
He barely misses that inside corner on Tippett.
Yep.
By like 4 inches, but he barely misses it.
So here we go. Here's the next pitch. Kaplan takes the sign. He kicks and fires. That ball's going to be outside for ball number 3. 3 balls, no strikes here. I would guess if we see a walk here, you'll see a pitching change. He's already been out there 2 or 3 times to visit. So this is probably on this one, I would probably give
Green
Tippett
light.
the green light. I wouldn't give too many the green light, but I would give this one the green light. And there's a swing.
And he did not hold back at all on that swing.
Yeah.
I think he went down to one knee on that one.
Yeah, there was definitely a breeze already blowing, but after he swung, the breeze increased a few miles an hour.
That pole out there bending a little bit on the flag.
So it's 3-1, 2 outs here to Tippett. Here comes the next pitch. It's low for ball number 4. That'll send Tippett to first, and here comes the coaching staff back out again for the Institute.
And Eunice scores another run. It's going to be 5-1 on that walk with 2 outs. And like you said, coach staff is going out there for the Institute.
Here comes the center fielder coming in, so I'm assuming we're about to see a pitching change.
Is he a lefty coming out?
They're sending the shortstop to center field, the center fielder to the hill. Maybe. Yep, that's what they're doing. They're changing gloves.
Outfielder glove to a fielder glove, huh?
Yep.
That being said, give a shout out to our sponsors: Eunice Record and Rentals, Parker Energy Service, Eunice Pump and Supply, Eunice Health Clinic, Eunice Public Schools, City of Eunice, and Redbird Gas. So Eunice Cardinals have done their thing, as in coming out there, hitting the ball, working their pitchers. They took their ace off the mound too early, I think. They brought the second one in command, and he took him out real quick. So.
You know, in my pregame stats that I was going to go over, but we didn't have a pregame, I was going to talk about New Mexico Military Institute as they had scored, coming into this game, they had scored 183 runs on the season. The national average to the same amount of games is 61.
Wow.
They've scored 183. To put that in perspective, Eunice has only lost 1 game all year and destroyed everybody. They've scored 124. So this Institute team had put up right at 60 more runs in basically the same amount of games as Eunice has played this year. I mean, that tells you they're all, as I saying, they were very, very high, much higher than even ours, and they've played some quality teams. I mean, they've played 3 of the top 5 teams in 2A baseball in New Mexico and destroyed them. So this Eunice team up 5-1 here in the 5th inning is that much more impressive.
They showed up and played tonight against this team.
Yeah, so far. Now, we still got a lot of game left, but they have definitely come out and performed so far in the first 5 innings. Yeah.
They're a little fragile.
Yeah, the players' body language definitely shows that this is not something they're used to. They're not very happy with each other and everything else that's going on. So
The miscommunication on the field. The catcher seemed a little upset earlier too, as our cameraman brought it to our attention, Charlie. So.
Yep, so we've got a pitch and change. Number 23 goes to the hill.
Miguel Rivera.
Yep.
Left-handed pitcher, correct?
I believe that sounds right.
And he's a junior?
Shows he's a junior and an outfielder and a first baseman.
So let's see what he has tonight here.
Yep.
And to bat, we're going to have Morales, right? Morales, Alfredo Morales?
I believe that sounds right as well. So let me look here. Tippett with another walk. So that's 3 walks on the day for Tippett and a single. It's a
pretty productive.
Yeah.
And a stolen base, correct? Or no stolen bases yet?
You know, I don't have that down.
Okay.
Like I said, we got a late start, so I didn't get that on there. But
I hear you.
all right, so Morales comes up. He's got 2 bunts that advance the runners for an out and a single RBI. And wild thing, that first pitch goes about 4 foot over the batter's head and about 3 foot behind him. So
as a batter, you're like, whoa.
yeah, that's some major league action right there.
And he's a left-hander coming at you.
Do you know that yesterday was like the I don't know what 10th anniversary of the movie Wild Thing? A whole bunch of years. I saw it on ESPN. They had like a special on ESPN about that movie, Major League. That yesterday was the anniversary of that movie.
You do remind me of that announcer.
Yeah. All right.
And that's at all the sports you announce.
So it's 5-1. Here comes the pitch, and that one's inside. They fire back over toward first, and wow, that was a close one.
And Tippett dives in to be safe.
Yeah.
So the count is 3-0. 3 balls, 0 strikes on Morales. Up here the bat has
Tippett's like, oh, yeah, there's a baseball game going on over here. I was watching the wind blow.
looking for a kite in the sky.
That's right. That's right. So 3-0. Here comes the pitch. And it's high and inside for ball number 4. That'll walk another run home. Eunice now leads 6-1 as Morales gets the walk.
Poor Rivera. He didn't hit anywhere near the strike zone right there.
That'll bring up Chance Tucker. He's got a walk and a single that I have recorded, and I did not catch his first at bat, so I'm not sure what he did there. So bases are loaded for Tucker. I don't know if he still does or not.
Oh,
but
come on.
He had the highest on-base percentage for the team coming in, I believe.
And that was a called strike there, a high strike there. So that's
Chance Tucker, 529. So he's second in on-base percentage for this team. That ball almost gets away from the catcher, and it was a called ball. So 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs here. We're in the bottom of the 5th. Eunice leads 6-1 here against New Mexico Military Institute, a team that has had great success this year. Their only losses coming to much larger schools on the season. So here comes the kick and the pitch from the big left-hander, and that one's right down the middle for strike number 2.
This is a smidge high, but it's called number 2, like you said. Something like that. He's as a batter, you got to adjust to the zone. So that's what he does here with 2 outs.
1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. It's 6-1.
Bases loaded.
Chance Tucker at the plate. The left-hander on the hill. He kicks and fires, and that one hits the batter, and that'll walk another run home.
That young man, you should check the average on him getting hit. That boy gets hit almost every game. So Giovanni Chacon comes across home plate and makes the score 7-1. Eunice leads.
And that brings Conager Pierce to the hill.
And then he will be out in the right-handed as he smiles at the booth.
Yeah. Yeah. He's always got a smile for the booth, for sure.
That is true.
So the bases are loaded, 2 outs. It's 7-1. Eunice in the lead. Conager Pierce, the slugger, steps up into the right-handed batter's box.
The bottom of the 5th.
Here comes the high kick and pitch from the left-handed pitcher.
Oh.
And it is outside for ball number 1.
By a smidge, huh?
Yeah, he must have missed it just barely.
Barely, because it was very close from my point of view.
So Miguel Rivera on the hill. Here comes the pitch from the big left-hander. It's swung on and driven over toward third base. They bobble it. They're trying to get a hold of it, and they're not going to get a throw off as Conager Pierce will get an RBI out of that deal.
And Micah Tippett comes home, makes a score 8-1 with 2 outs here. Base is still loaded, and we have a pinch runner. Adan Ornelas runs out there real quickly, and we have Jorge Ontiveros at the bat, number 24.
He'll be number 1 in my heart if he'll hit one out there on the ground in the outfield. Yep.
We got a timeout on the field. One of the third basemen getting his shoe tied up there.
Yeah, he got juked out of his shoelaces on that grounder that came his way. So Pierce steps up to the plate.
I believe we batted around this time because Jorge batted the same inning earlier.
Bases loaded. It's 8-1. Here comes the first pitch. It's big swing and a miss.
He must
for
have heard
strike number 1.
He did not keep nothing back on that swing.
So Ontivero steps back up to the plate. Here comes the big left-handed pitch. They throw it down. It's driven deep toward left center field. It may be. It could be. Now the wind's going to hold it up, and they're going to catch it out there right against the fence.
Warning track. Ooh. He caught it on the warning track. If the wind would not been blowing, that was gone.
Wind is basically blowing right in his face on that one, or that ball gets out of here, I believe.
That was a nice, beautiful part of Jorge Ontiveros hitting the ball. Ooh. But it was a catch. I was out number 3, and Eunice strands 3 players. The bases were loaded, but they scored what? Four runs in that inning. So the score is 8-1. Wow. And we're going to the top of the 6th inning. So good job of the Eunice Cardinals. And we still have Zeke Benton on the mound as everybody runs back out there.
You know, that's one thing about us the last couple of games. We've been able to make it deep into games or to the end with the same pitcher on the hill, and that sure helps us.
Yes, tremendously. That was a beautiful hit by Jorge, man, but too bad. Unfortunately, the wind was blowing against us. And that center fielder caught it way out there at the warning track, man.
Yeah, I think any other direction on the wind or no wind, and I think that one's out of here.
Easily. We would have been wrapping everything up by now. Giving a shout out to our sponsors.
Yep.
Again, so that being said, might as well do it, right? Redbird Gas, City of Eunice. Eunice Public Schools. Eunice Record and Rentals. Parker Energy Service. Eunice Pump and Supply. And Eunice Health Clinic. So here we go. The score is 8-1 here in Eunice.
No hitter, 13 Ks.
Eunice is playing New Mexico Military Institute. Man, that was a good inning for the Eunice Cardinals.
Yeah, it was. That's a big one.
It could have been a little smidge bigger, man. That one would have stopped just for a split second. But, oh, that's baseball, huh?
Yep.
Brings up 12 the bat for them. Norberto
Valencia.
Big old boy, huh?
Yeah.
Look how tall he is compared to Conacher.
Oh, yeah. He makes Conacher look a little small.
Just a smidge.
That little signal they do in basketball where they go like this when they post somebody up or dunk on them.
Or do this right here, lower their hands.
Yep.
Basketball terminology if you're out there still listening.
Yep. Got to throw a little of that in there. Coach Reynolds loves him some hoops.
Yeah, you were saying that last game. They used to play those single pickup games over that Matt Rogers house.
Oh, yeah. There were some hoops playing on
what did you say, a 6-foot goal, you said? Or
well,
was
it's probably about a 2-foot, but I'm going to call it a 9-footer.
He's doing 360s,
doing
Jordan,
360s on that 9.5-footer.
I think you would scream out a good name, Jordan. Zeke throws in for a nice
breaking ball, a swing and a miss.
Breaking ball's been working very nice for this young man.
So strike number 1 to Valencia. Benton ready. He kicks and fires. That ball is hit over between the third and short. Third baseman comes up with a great play, fires it over to first for out number 1. A great play there by Jorge Ontiveros. Great field, great throw. Marcus Tercero catches it over at first.
And keep in mind, Marcus Tercero has the sun in his eyes, so that's a good job on him. And a better job by Jorge by moving his feet, getting in front of that ball, and making a good, solid, strong throw to the first to get the first out.
I don't have 23 on my original thingy. I'm sure it's on that list over there.
That's the pitcher, the center fielder, Miguel Rivera.
Miguel Rivera.
That's the pitcher that came in there, left-handed pitcher that came in earlier.
Mm-hmm. So he steps up to the plate and takes ball 1. Benton wasting no time here. He's already in the windup on the second one. He throws a big breaking ball in there for called strike 1. So 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out.
Makes that breaking ball look easy, huh?
Mm-hmm. He's got it moving today. It's got a lot of movement on it, on that breaking ball. So here comes the next pitch. It's fired across there, that fastball. Batter was able to get the head of the bat just barely on it and fouls it down the third base line. Left-handed batter was a little slow on that swing, but he got a piece of it. But that makes it 1 ball, 2 strikes here. 1 out. It's 8-1. Eunice in the lead. We're in the 6th inning. There's a ball driven over toward the second baseman. Second baseman scoops it up, flips it over to first for the out. 2 outs.
2 outs here. Jonathan did a good job moving over to his left-hand side of the field, coming up to the ball, making a strong throw to first, getting the second out. So that brings up number 28 to bat. You can say that name, Alexia?
Number 28 is, I'm going to say it's Alexi Valverde. There's a
Oh.
drive over toward the shortstop third base area. Third baseman came in, tried to scoop it
it
and lost it. So a very similar play to the last one. This one, Jorge Ontiveros was unable to scoop cleanly, so it didn't get a throw over to first.
What we did know is these left-handed batters were way behind on these balls that Zeke's been throwing at them.
Mm-hmm.
So that brings up number 3 up the bat.
So number 3 is Bailey Mago.
With the runner on first base for the Institute.
And that's a big breaking ball in there for strike number 1.
Man, that thing looks beautiful, doesn't
Mm-hmm. His curveball today looks really good. Maybe the best I've ever seen his curveball look, from up here anyway.
it? Let's let the wind blow every time he's pitching, right?
Yep.
So the Institute has 2 outs. The score is 8-1. Eunice lead here at the top of the 6th inning.
Here comes the pitch, and it's low and outside for ball number 1. 1 ball, 1 strike here to number 3, Bailey Mago, for the New Mexico Military Institute Colts.
Colts. I was about to ask you, what are they?
They are the Colts. The college is the Broncos, I think, and they're the Colts. There's a drive over toward the second baseman, and the base runner kicks the ball, and he's called out for interference.
Yep. I was wondering why Jonathan could get that ball, but he's out.
Yep. So that'll make 3 outs, and that'll send us into the bottom of the 6th. Eunice with an 8-1 lead. You know, one thing I will say, as great as we've played, because we have played well, we have left a lot of base runners on in this game. So
a lot.
You know, if as a coach and as a sporting type person, I'm always looking at what can we do better in this game. I bet we've left 10 base runners on the bases during this game. So we've played amazing, but man, think if we'd got even just half of them base runners that were
defensively,
stranded.
we're doing our job, our responsibilities, just
Yep.
like you're saying, to reiterate that we need to score more when the opportunity is there.
Yep.
So it's going to bring up to bat Jonathan Caballero for Eunice, and that's kind of the bottom of the lineup, I believe, after that.
So if Caballero's up, then after that it'll be Stinson, then Marcus Tercero, and Gio Chacon.
Gio Chacon here at the bottom of the 6th. The score is 8-1. Give a shout out to our sponsors: City of Eunice, Redbird Gas, Eunice Public Schools, Eunice Record and Rentals, Parker Energy Service, Eunice Pump and Supply, and Eunice Health Clinic. I was going to say City of Eunice again. Give them a double shout out. And this is just one game tonight, right, for the varsities? JV plays next.
I think it's a doubleheader. I don't know.
Don't give me the lie. I was looking at the schedule. Don't give me the lie.
You know, I could be crazy. I don't know why, but I was thinking in my little thingy that it said a doubleheader. So Jonathan Caballero comes to the plate. Yeah, I do see the JV warming up, but I could have swore this little thing said doubleheader. Maybe tomorrow and Friday's a doubleheader.
Ooh, called strike 1 on Caballero on the inside corner. Slow delivery by Rivera. Jonathan gets back up in her, gets prepared and ready. Puts the bat on his shoulder, picks up his hands.
You know, our broadcast shows a doubleheader.
Ooh, that was high and inside towards the head, but he gets out of it. Shows a doubleheader for today?
That's what it shows.
Well,
I guess if we end on 1, that'll be...
count is 1-1 on Caballero. Oh, we thought about swinging at that one. Is low and inside. It's called a strike. And once again, the wind is blowing, and that's making it look like a strike. The count is 1 ball, 2 strikes on Caballero. Bottom of the 6th. Swing and a foul ball brings it straight back over to Sean on deck circle. Shows how quick those hands are that kid has.
It's today the 11th?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so it shows just a JV varsity or varsity JV. Now it does show that it started at 4:30, and that wasn't right either. So.
Yes, sir.
Here
Pitcher
comes
winds
the
up.
pitch. That ball's hit foul. So 1 ball, 2 strikes here. It's 8-1. Eunice in the lead. We're in the bottom of the 6th. Jonathan Caballero at the plate. Jonathan has got a walk and a strikeout. His last 2 at-bats, we missed his first one. He steps into the right-handed batter's box. He's ready. A 1-2 count. Here's the pitch. It's high for ball number 2. So that evens up the count at 2 balls, 2 strikes. J-Cab is ready again. He'll step back into the box. Got a big left-handed pitcher on the hill for the Colts. So he kicks Bucks and fires one down there, and Caballero with a swing and a miss for strike 3.
Went down on strikes. That being said, we give a shout out to our sponsors, Red Bird Gas, City of Eunice, and Eunice Public Schools.
Stinson today, what I show is a strikeout and a ground out, and that once again, we didn't get started till late, so I don't have that first at bat. So a strikeout and a ground out so far for Stinson, so it'd be a good time for him to get something going here. 1 out. Here comes the pitch. It's driven high toward right center field. It may be. It could be. Holy cow! It is Sean Stinson with a 1-run shot opposite field over toward the scoreboard. It's out of here.
That is a good job by Stinson.
I said it'd be a good time for him to get something going, and he didn't disappoint.
Not one bit. That home run is brought to you by Eunice Health Clinic, Eunice Pump and Supply, Park Energy Service, and Eunice Wrecker and Rental.
So one run shot by Stinson over the right field wall. He hit that one with a little slice. Looked like my tee shots. Started slicing over there in the wind. Flew right over the fence.
That's beautiful. So the score is 9-1 now.
Marcus Tercero steps up to the plate for the Cardinals. So here comes the pitch. That's a big breaking ball that doesn't come back in enough for ball number 1. So 1 ball, no strikes, 1 out here. We're in the top of the 7th. No, I'm sorry. We're in the bottom of the 6th. That always throws me off when I look over there and they've already, the numbers are there. Yep. I don't know why, but that always throws me. So there's a swing and a miss. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out here. Bottom of the 6th. Got 1 run on the board already this inning as Stinson hits one over the right field fence. So Tercero's in the box. He's ready. Here comes the windup and the pitch. Ooh. It's right down the middle for strike number 2.
He thought about it.
1 ball, 2 strikes here, 1 out.
Score is 9-1. Eunice favor. Eunice leads.
Tercero's back in there ready to go. He wastes no time. He's ready. Pitcher's ready as well. He's going to kick and fire. Here's that swing and a miss for strike number 3. The first 2 batters, the 2 outs on strikeouts for the Cardinals here.
They went down swinging.
Stinson split them with a home run. That'll bring up Gio Chacon. Chacon will come to the right-handed batter's box. Eunice leads 9-1 here. 2 outs, bottom of the 6th. Chacon, the senior, steps in. He's ready. Here comes the pitch. It's high and outside for ball number 1.
I thought he was going to call that a strike the way he stood up, didn't it? So Chacon, not bad here. Good starter now.
Chacon steps in. He's ready. Here comes the pitch. That one's right in there for strike number 1. So 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs. It's a 9-1 ball game. Eunice in the lead. This will be a big win for the Cardinals if they can hang on to this one, especially since it's a single header. There's a flip ball over into shallow right, and it's going to land. It gets down, and Chacon was halfway to second on the drop ball from right field. He was already headed for second.
Yeah, the right fielder had a hard job playing that ball. It was in his glove, came out, and Chacon got a single. He's trying to stretch it out to a double, but wise enough, put the brakes on and dove back. And he was safe back at first. So that puts a runner on first base with Micah Tippett up the bat. 2 out here. Bottom of the 6th. The score is 9-1. Eunice leads.
So Tippett's got a single and 3 walks for the day. So he steps in there in the left-handed batter's box against the left-handed pitcher. He's ready. Here comes the pitch. It's high fly ball deep down the right field line. It may be, and it is foul, but I guarantee you it was definitely far enough that if he'd have moved it just slightly to the left, it would have been on the freaking football field.
I'm telling you, man. And that was a high ball, too, they threw it out there.
He smashed that one.
That's a strike, so 0 balls, 1 strike.
All right. So here he goes. He's back in there. They throw it over to first. Chacon is easily back to first.
He's thinking twice right here. Rivera's thinking twice about throwing the ball again to Tippett.
Yeah, he's not sure what pitch to throw. He's like, dang it, this guy.
He wants to set up so he can get a better angle.
No balls, 1 strike. Here comes the pitch. That one's going to be, wow.
It's a called strike.
It's a called strike that looked a little outside and low to me, but so no balls, 2 strikes.
I think you were right about that.
2 outs. 9-1 is the score. Tippett at the plate. Chacon on first for the Cardinals. Here comes the pitch. Chacon tries to steal, and the ball's thrown into center field. Chacon's going to see if he can get some more, and, man, there's a rocket of a throw from center field, and he gets there. So Chacon gets that extra base. That center fielder, if you remember right, was the guy that played shortstop and was kind of leading the whole offense. He had a rocket on him, but Chacon gets in there, slides under the throw, and is safely at third.
So he's in scoring position for Mr. Tippett, which count as 1 ball, 2 strikes, and 2 outs here. So let's make something happen now, young man.
So Tippett steps in there. He's hugging the plate. He's ready to go. The left-handed pitcher on the hill. He takes a look at his catcher. He likes the sign. He gives him the yes signal, and here comes the kick and the fire. It's a high and outside for ball 2, so that evens up the scoreboard. It's got a lot of 2s up there. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs here to Tippett. We are in the bottom of the 6th. Eunice leads 9-1 here against New Mexico Military Institute. Chacon on third. He takes the big lead. Tippett at the plate. Here comes the pitch. It swung and fouled back, so Tippett's staying alive.
He had to protect the plate because that was way outside, but they've been calling that strike, so he had to swing at that one.
He's got his bell bottoms on as he's down there dancing, staying alive, staying alive.
I'm telling you, moving that left leg a little bit.
That's right. That's right.
So the
2
count
balls.
remains the same.
Yeah, 2 and 2 and 2. Lots of 2s. Tippett at the plate. Here comes the kick and the pitch. That ball's driven over into right field. It's going to be a single. Chacon's going to stroll in like a casual stroll at the Eunice Park.
It makes the score 10-1. An RBI single by Micah Tippett.
Yep.
Came through, so this brings up Morales up the bat. Number 11. He is the designated hitter for our pitcher tonight, Zeke Benton.
Morales had a pretty good day. He's got 2 bunts that advanced runners for outs. He's got a single with an RBI and a walk. So he's basically done everything they've asked him to today. Tippett, I would not be surprised to see him go. The only thing is this is a left hand. They throw it over toward first, but Tippett's going to get there, and he steals a base, and he's safely to second.
He almost slid off the bag. Think I got sticky stuff on them gloves.
Left-handed pitcher with a good move toward first. Tippett was already jumping to second. They threw it to first. Tippett took off. The first baseman struggled to get it out of his first baseman's mitt, and the throw was late getting over.
So Tippett's on second base, scoring position for Morales. Morales swings and fouls it back, but it's a strike.
So strike 1 on the foul tip for Morales. It's 10-1. Eunice in the lead here against New Mexico Military Institute. We're in a windy Eunice Cardinal Stadium.
Take it, take it.
Here comes the next pitch. They throw it in. It's fouled back over into the parking lot. That'll create a dent in somebody's new vehicle. So no balls, 2 strikes here to Morales. We've got 2 outs. We're in the bottom of the 6th. Eunice leads 10-1. Micah Tippett standing on second after stealing. He stands on second. Morales at the plate.
Cool, calm, and collected. You should go throw right about now. Nope, we didn't listen to me.
Here comes the pitch. Oh, my goodness. It was thrown behind the batter and over his head for ball number 1. Looked like it slipped completely out of his hands.
Completely. That would have been a good pitch to steal on.
Mm-hmm. So
let's
one
go
ball,
here.
2 strikes, 2 outs here. It's 10-1.
2 outs.
And they're peeking back towards second. They throw it toward home. It's fouled back.
Staying alive.
So
they
staying
said.
alive. We're going to have to get these Eunice Cardinals some bell-bottom pants. All the staying alive they've been doing today. So Morales is ready again. Pitcher takes a long stroll over to the mound. He's ready.
It was a long throw, was it?
Yes, it was. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Morales. Here comes the pitch. It's driven high and deep toward right center field. The wind's got it. Oh, my goodness, and a heck of a catch made by the center fielder on the run. He was dang near in right field when he caught it. And
the ball kept drifting
Yes.
towards the right, but he made a good job. Chased it down. Made a good catch for out number 3. Eunice Cardinals stranded another runner on, which made probably won the game on that play. So, that being said, give a shout out to our sponsors: Eunice Record Rentals, Parker Energy Service, Eunice Pump and Supply, Eunice Health Clinic, Eunice Public Schools, City of Eunice, and Redbird Gas. We've had a little bit of changing on the field. We have Chacon on second base, Caballero going to short, and we have Chance Tucker going to the mound. Coming in close the game, I'm assuming.
no. Oh, yeah, he
sure,
is.
Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty much. So, that being said, Eunice once again leads this game 10-1 against Institute. Doing a very good job of defensively. Offensively, they're doing a good job, but they could be doing a great job. So many people they've stranded on base. Unofficially, we have like maybe 9 or 10 people have been stranded. Bases have been loaded twice, and nobody has scored off that. But a few good hits by upperclassmen, which is pretty much the whole team, right?
Yeah, for sure.
But they're doing a good job right now playing against a good team, good caliber team, New Mexico Military Institute. So Chance is going to come in and finish the game. I don't know the pitch count for Zeke, but he was doing a very good job. He was getting 3 up, 3 down with that beautiful breaking ball. Was breaking nice for him tonight. So
Yeah, agreed.
beautiful job.
Yeah.
And unless you're trying to save him for tomorrow, they play against Loving, and it is a district game. I think it is looking on the schedule. So probably saving him for that, or who knows what the coaches are doing, but they know better than us, right?
Yeah, I think maybe.
They know their players better than us anyways, right?
Yep.
Ooh.
So they almost knocked Chance out, throwing it down to second.
base. It was a low throw by Connor, huh?
Yeah.
The wind got that one too, huh?
Yeah. Yeah, that could be the case, I guess. All right, so here we go. We're in the top of the 7th. NMMI needs 9 runs here to keep this ball game going.
Brings up Maloney. Up the bat for the Institute. Ooh, strike 1 on the outside corner. Chance gets started quickly with the strike. He's quick. Throw the ball back in. Winds up. Throws it on the inside corner and misses by a smidge.
A little smidge, huh?
A little smidge. That's a double negative there, huh? The count is 1-1 with 0 outs. Winds up, throws it in straight down the middle, and it was too pretty to call the strike. Must have been a little low. So makes ball 2. 2 balls, 1 strike. Here at the top of the 7th. Eunice leads 10-1. Swing and hits it straight back. That brings count 2 balls, 2 strikes. On number 5. You hear that noise in the background? Like a playing game? Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think it's the TV.
I was like, we get some feedback from somewhere. So Tucker winds up, throws it in, hits a shot towards second base, which is played by Chacon now. Fields it, throws it over to Marcus.
Oh.
Marcus does not play the ball good because he went out to get the ball, realized Chacon was there. He had to run back, find the bag. But that's an error on their first baseman. The runner is safe on first base.
Yeah.
So that brings up number 13. Is that a Patron? No, that's a Kaplan. That's the center fielder that has that nice arm out there. So the runner on first has a lead. Kaplan up the bat for Institute. Throw it in. Outside corner, and it's called a ball. So it's ball one. Tucker gets ready, set. Throws over to first base. But the runner makes it back on time. Marcus lays a tag on him. But he was there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's Maloney. He's always testing it out there for sure.
Tucker
There's
throws
a
it in.
strike.
Nice fastball on the outside corner. Whoa. Throws that ball back very fast. Those catches, those pitchers missed the balls going out in center field, and those runners will advance.
So here comes the kick and the pitch. Ooh, strike two.
We'll take it anyways.
It looked a little high, but as a Cardinal fan, I like it. 1 ball, 2 strikes, no outs. It's 10-1.
Yes, it is. 10-1, sir. At the top of the 7th, right?
Yep. Tucker on the hill. He kicks and fires, and that ball's outside. Pierce does a really good job of keeping it, knocks it down.
And he tells his pitcher, calm down a little bit.
2 balls, 2 strikes here. Got Kaplan at the plate. Maloney over there on first, not to be confused with Mahoney. He's got the big lead. He doesn't go, though. Woo. That one's a little outside, I'm assuming.
Yeah, last time it was a strike. This time it wasn't. Makes it count. Full count.
3 balls, 2 strikes, no outs here. We're in the 7th inning, top of the 7th. Here comes the pitch, and that one's right down the inside corner. Ring him
Call
up.
him a strike?
Yes, sir.
That must have been a delay strike. 'Cause
Yeah, he was pumping and doing that stuff that umpires do, where they stand
yeah.
around and hike their leg and do a bunch of movement and
Do the moonwalk.
like Karate Kid and all this other stuff before he rung him up.
So that's 1 out.
So, yes. So here goes the first pitch. Inning, 1 out.
And this is our big batter for Institute, number Jose.
Oh, yeah, it is. Yes, it is.
20. Oh, let's that one go by again. Just a bit high again for ball 3.
So 3 balls, no strikes. Hat almost flies off. Dirt flying everywhere.
He's slinging out there like a
Man,
bull.
Yep.
Taking it out on the dirt.
Yep. All of it's blowing as he's kicking dirt. All of it's blowing into the NMMI dugout.
The Wizards dugout. As they continue making noise out there towards the pitcher.
And there's one fired right down the middle for strike number 1. Tucker's definitely throwing it with some velocity here today. He's a velocity Tucker instead of a velocity rapper.
Velocity Raptor.
Anyway,
Count
here
is
comes the
3-1.
pitch. Right down the middle, and it's fouled off, and he almost decapitates the young man in the on-deck circle.
A Patron, a matter of fact.
Man, yeah.
I almost took the lid off the Patron, huh?
Yep, he did.
So.
Yeah. So it's 10-1. Once again, got a 3-2 count. 1 out here. This is their big hitter at the plate. That ball's inside for ball number 4. So now they will have runners at first and second as the first shot of Patron comes to the plate.
With 1 out here.
Yep.
Top of the 7th. The score is 10-1. Eunice leads.
I'd like to see a double play here.
We're going to have a courtesy runner. I can't even see his number. Can you from here?
No. I can't.
We'll call him a courtesy runner.
Yep. So up steps Louis A. Patron, not to be confused with Louis C. Patron, who's in the on-deck circle. Ooh.
Breaking ball makes a Patron duck a little
Yep.
bit.
Yep.
And it's called the ball. 1.
Yep. Yeah, the pitcher was asking the ump, I think, what the call was.
Was that just a bit outside?
Yeah.
Or a bit inside?
So 1 ball, no strikes. There's one low.
He called it a ball?
Yep. 2 balls, no strikes. 1
Good
out.
Lord. That ball called right there brings Coach Andy out to talk. Coach Ronald out to talk to his pitcher.
Yep.
That being said, we give a shout out to our sponsors. Eunice Wrecker and Rentals, Parker Energy Service, Eunice Pump and Supply, Eunice Health Clinic, Eunice Public Schools, City of Eunice, and Redbird Gas. Tucker's doing a good job out there. He's just not getting some of the calls it. Earlier the strikes, next pitcher ball. So it's one of those things you have to learn how to find the zone for these umpires. Once you can find it, you can home in which pitch to throw next: curveball, breaking ball, changeup, slider, if you have any of those pitches.
Mm-hmm.
But that being said, New Mexico Military Institute has a runner on second and first with one out.
Yep.
And they have A Patron, C Patron, correct?
Yeah.
Or is this A Patron?
This one is Lewis A.
A. This is A Patron.
Yep.
Okay.
And C is over in the on-deck circle. Here comes the pitch. That one's driven in the gap over into left field. Left fielder comes up throwing. They get it in. They cut it. And now they're going to get the runner at second. They picked him off as he rounded second, took a big cut or a big circle around second, and they cut the ball, fired it back over, and picked him off.
That's a beautiful job by your second baseman covering the bag as the ball's thrown in. And the awareness of the guy cutting it off, which is the pitcher, throwing it towards second base and getting that tag down. So that makes 2 outs here in the top of the 7th inning.
Yeah, that's a big play there, big heads-up play there by Tucker. And way to get the ball in from out there on left. I'm not sure if that's Gio or who's
that's
out
Morales.
there. Morales.
Gio's on second base now. John's on short. He did a little bit of movement a minute ago.
Okay.
Ooh.
Ooh.
He hits the second Patron hard enough that he goes down to the ground.
Man, I think
hit
that
him
broke
in the
the
ball tax.
Broke the bottle of Patron right there.
I'm telling you, man, he's grabbing his ball tax when he's going down to first base. That had to hurt, young man. Hey, I'm pretty sure he's not going to steal.
He's got a little hitch in his get-along there as he's headed down to first.
With that big number 12 with the bat, Humberto.
Yep.
So umpire calls a timeout if there's giving a little bit of time to stretch that out. So the bases are loaded here in the top of the 7th inning. Tucker's on the mound.
2 outs.
2 outs, yes, sir. Score is 10-1, Eunice favor.
So Tucker's already in his wind-up. Here he comes. He fires that one high. Oh, and they've got the runner caught.
And they got him back and forth to chase him towards third base. They throw it towards Tucker, and he's out.
They got him, and they picked the runner off at third. And that's how the ball game is ended,
they pick off the runner going back to third.
Yep. So at the end of the game, Eunice wins 10-1 on the pickoff. They had 2 runners picked off the bases there in that last inning.
Eunice did a very beautiful job on the defense side of part of the field. Picking runners off, throwing the ball where they need to, keeping the ball in front of them, getting easy outs. Yep. Fundamental baseball on that aspect. On the hitting part, we're getting there. We're getting there, Coach. Like you said earlier, we're still leaving a lot of people stranded, but it's coming all together here. Sure.
Well, and as I mentioned coming into this game, New Mexico Military Institute had scored 183 runs on the season. Eunice holds them to 1 here today. I mean, that's pretty impressive. I'm telling you, looking at their stats, the hits, the amount of hits that they had on the year, the amount of runs scored, just made me go, wow. And so for Eunice to hold them 10-1 here today, the Eunice Cardinals come out and do an amazing job, pick up the win here.
Zeke picks up the win. Does a very good job, and the Cardinals.
Yep.
Did a very good job out there pitching.
Zeke with the win, Tucker with the save.
Yes.
So congratulations to the Eunice Cardinals. The Cardinals will be playing tomorrow in Loving. That shows to be a doubleheader. And then they play again on Friday in Kermit, Texas. And that shows to be a doubleheader. So, depending on what we can work out, we should be broadcasting that game. But it's all going to depend on exactly what all we can figure out. So we apologize for the late start. The schedule that was published by the Eunice School shows the game to start at 4:30. However, they started that game at 4 o'clock, and so we missed 20 minutes of the ball game. So our
and that
apologies
means that we
for
missed
that.
1 run, and who knows what else happened there.
Yeah.
That 1 run was by Eunice.
And the bases were loaded when that inning ended. So lots of stuff happened. Like I said, we missed it. So anyway, we appreciate everyone listening. Want to shout out to them sponsors one last time before we cut it.
Wrecker and Rentals, Parker Energy Service, Eunice Pump and Supply, Eunice Health Clinic, Eunice Public Schools, City of Eunice, and Redbird Gas are proud sponsors of this baseball season and football season and volleyball season and basketball season.
Yep.
Thank you very much for sticking with us so far.
Yep. So good job to the Eunice Cardinals. Congratulations as they put another notch in their belt here today by beating a very, very game New Mexico Military Institute team. This team came into today's game with only losses coming to some very large schools, and they had wins over 3 of the top 5 schools in 2A baseball here in New Mexico, and not just wins. They had pretty much mopped up the floor with most of 2A baseball. So to see Eunice come in and handle them 10-1 definitely looks good for the Cardinals moving into the second half of the season.
That it does, Coach.
With that said, for No Mark Broadcasting, I'm Jimmy Jones alongside Rosendo Caballero, Charlie Fairbrush on the camera. We appreciate you listening here and look forward to visiting with you